Some of the best talent I've ever hired for my 8-figure company has come from platforms such as Upwork and Fiverr. And in this video, I'm going to show you the little hack that we've used to only work with the top 1% of people on these websites. The truth is, you're typically just one hire away from getting everything you've ever wanted inside your business. But of course, in order for that to happen, you have to be hiring the right people. All right, so this is the Upwork dashboard that you'll see from your client profile on Upwork. Now, let's say that we would hire somebody for something as simple as sales funnel creation. We want to build a sales funnel for our website. I'm going to show you how to make sure you're only working with or speaking to the best talent possible that can build this funnel for you in the shortest amount of time at the least cost for your company. So we're going to come to the search bar here, and I'm going to type something such as sales funnel creation, right? And I'm going to hit enter. This is going to give me, if we look on here, quite a bit of results, probably in the tens of thousands, or at least, anywhere from 5 to 10,000 people that say that they can create sales funnels. But of course, everybody says that they can do everything. And if you've ever hired anybody before, you know that there's a lot of B and C players out there. And in order to really get the best for your company, you need to make sure you're only hiring A players. So one of the first things I'll do is come to this advanced search bar here, and I'll type in additional words that help filter out people that I don't even want to waste time on. So let's say whenever I want to build this sales funnel, let's say I want to use one of two softwares to build this sales funnel. I either want to use ClickFunnels, which is a funnel building software, or I want to use Kajabi. Both of these I have additional tutorial videos on in my channel if you'd like to see those. So I'll come back down here and I'll click apply. So what we're saying now is the person has to have sales funnel creation inside of their profile, and they have to either know how to use ClickFunnels or Kajabi, right? So I'm not going to message people, go back and forth with them only to figure out that they only set up funnels on something like Thinkific, for example. Okay. The next thing that I like to do is that I run an 8-figure company with 40 plus employees, and I can tell you that the vast majority of my employees are not located in the United States. It's nothing against the United States, but if you're an online company, why would you limit the talent of people that you can hire by just people that live in the United States? We live in a global economy, and there's a lot of benefits, both as far as currency conversion is concerned, and also in the fact that there's just a bunch of talented people that live around the world. So I'm going to come up here and turn off the US only function up here because I want to make sure that I'm getting the best talent possible regardless of where around the world that they live. Now, this is probably still yielding us a few thousand results. So I want to come over here on the left-hand side and add a few more filters. I'm going to go by what I think are the most important filters for you to do. First thing is I only work with freelancers. The reason why I only work with freelancers is because a lot of times I'll use Upwork to find a team member, and we'll go back and forth. I'll have them do maybe 1 to 3 jobs, but if they're really talented, I'm going to want them to come work for my company. So I like to only work with freelancers so that after they've proven themselves, I can offer them an invitation to come work for us full time and take them off the Upwork platform. The next thing that I'll do down here is I'll come to job success, and I'll make sure that they're 90% job success or higher. So these are people that have done jobs before and that they have a 90% success rate from the clients that have rated them from the jobs they've done. So just to be clear where we're at so far, this is somebody who has put in the profile they can do sales funnel creation. They can do it either using ClickFunnels or Kajabi. I'm doing it from around the world, not just US only. They have to be a freelancer, and they have a 90% success rate or higher, but that's not enough. The next thing I want to do is make sure they've earned at least $10,000 on the platform. This lends me to know that they at least know what they're doing, right? I'm a firm believer that people that make money in this world are providing value to other people. If you're not making any money, you're probably not providing any value to other people. So if I can say, hey, this person's at least earned $10,000, then they've provided enough value to earn at least $10,000 on the platform. This also makes it easier when you say that someone has a 90% success rate or higher, that they're not just working with one job and they gave them, $5 and they gave them a 100% success rate. The next one that I'll click on here is hours billed. So I like to make sure it's at least 1,000 hours billed or more for the same reason as the $10,000 earned before that as well. Also, if you have someone that's worked 1,000 plus hours and earned $10,000 more, then you stay away from people that are charging thousands of dollars and for an hour of their time. So you could earn $10,000 on Upwork, but you could just do 10 hours of work, and that would get you $1,000 an hour billing rate, which is not somebody that I want to work with. So the other thing here is adding the 10,000 or 1,000 hours billed, and the secret is also, you could say, within the last 6 months only. So these are really, really quality, highly sought after freelancers that can do all the things that I want them to do. Some people are like, worried that, hey, if they're already earning all this money here, why would they want to come work for you full time? The truth is, if you're really looking to hire A players, the best talent that you can find, then they're going to be working for somebody else. They're going to be successful. It's always funny to me when I see these people, like, for example, salespeople. They're always like, oh, just have your friends be your salespeople. Have your client be your salesperson. When in reality, if you really want an A player salesperson, they're already going to be selling for somebody else, because that's what great salespeople do, right? They're selling, okay? So just to recap everything at this point, they can create a sales funnel using Kajabi or ClickFunnels. They're not in the United States. It's anywhere around the world. It could include the United States. They have a 90% success rate or higher. They've earned at least $10,000. They're a freelancer in case you want to hire them later on. They have 1,000+ hours billed, and they've done those hours in the last 6 months, so we know that they're at least active on here. So this is when you can play with the final aspect of the filter that I think is really important, which is the English level. So if I'm having somebody create a sales funnel for me and they're not in the United States, I want to make sure that their English is incredible. I see too many times people hire someone overseas, and I'm not saying that that's a negative thing. We've gone through 1,000+ interviews of people overseas, but you want to make sure that, especially if they're writing sales copy for you, that they can speak English fluently. So you're not always having to auto-correct them or correct their messaging. So I'll come in here and click fluent, or you could click native or bilingual. Now that's going to give you a really, really quality group of people. So there's only 2 pages of people now. We started with literally thousands or tens of thousands of people, and we filtered it down to literally 2 pages of people. At this point, I'd probably just end up sending a message to every single one of these people and try to get a job done. But if you wanted to, you could do the final little filter here, which is the hourly rate, right? So let's say I want to somehow get this person for $10 or less. Let's see if there's anybody on here. Okay, $8.50, $10, $10. So there are 3 people that could build me this funnel that obviously look like they're doing an incredible job for less than $10 an hour. So it's always so funny to me when someone says, I can't afford talent. Here are some really, really talented people that you could hire that match all of these things that are probably even better than hiring somebody, that you know, or somebody from the United States only. Now, me personally, I've made hundreds of hires and fires. And so I typically don't want to necessarily do someone, not that $10 and below is a bad thing, but if I'm trying to really find somebody who has English mastered and they know the value of what they're doing, I might look at something closer to $10 to $30 an hour, right? It's not saying that someone who's charging $10 an hour is not worth more than that. It's probably that they don't know what they're worth. But at the same time, if I'm really looking for the most quality people, at $6 an hour, you're not really going to be able to afford your own lifestyle if you're living in, a first world country. So I'll typically sometimes filter by the hourly rate, but of course it's not required. At this point, I'd simply start sending them messages, starting the conversation, and whittle it down to the top 1 or 2 people to make an offer. I've actually created departments that are run by A players, by leaders who then hire the doers underneath them. So I am no longer the direct line of communication between myself and the doers inside of our company. And because of that, when somebody's doing something and a problem obviously arises, as it always does in business, they bring it up to the team